we're focusing on your irons, and you've told us that your main issue is strike related, and more specifically, you're hitting heavy shots. So the club head is making contact with the ground before it arrives at the ball. Now if we take the positives of this, when you strike an iron well, the club will hit the ball first and then will take a divot. So your club head has to make contact with the ground to strike the ball properly with an iron. But obviously we don't want to hit the ground first. The ideal is going to be you hit the ball first and then you hit the ground afterwards, which is where you take your divot. So to move the strike from behind the ball to ahead of the ball, we're going to look at your downswing, and there are two aspects: the body motion and the release. If we take our setup and swing to the top, and we eliminate the body motion completely, meaning the only thing we can do is use the hands and arms to release the club down towards the floor, you'll notice that it's very easy to get the club head to make contact with the ground a long way behind the ball. On the other hand, if we can delay this release and use the body to shift and turn towards the target, we will transport this section here down to where the ball is. Now if we release the club from here, we have time for the hands to pass ahead of the ball, and that means we can strike the ball first and then the ground afterwards. So the key aspect you could look at is the fact that you're able to get the hands ahead of the ball so the shaft is leaning forward. This puts the low point ahead of the ball and allows us to strike it well. To do this, we must have good body motion so that we can transport this angle down towards the ball before we finally straighten it by releasing the club head. So we've got swing to the top, shift towards the target, bring the arms down, and then release the club. If you can do that in sections, up to the top, shift and bring the arms down, release, and you can see that you're brushing the grass ahead of the ball, do it with some flow, meaning take the pauses away and go from beginning to end. It can be slow at first, which allows you to make sure you're making the correct moves. But as you get comfortable, you speed it up a little bit. Once you're comfortably swinging and brushing the grass in the right way, it's time to hit a golf shot. And the key here is going to be focusing on where the club makes contact with the ground. So our key focus is ahead of the ball. Shift to the target, bring the arms and club down, and then finally the last move, release the club head and brush the grass. Take that thought onto the golf ball and we should be striking it nicely.